Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Teaching Online with Kelsey. My name is Kelsey and I created this channel to vlog about my life as a full-time online teacher and to help serve other teachers and parents as well. So please make sure this is not the last time that you see me by hitting that red subscription button and the bell down below for new videos every week. And to also give this video a thumbs up. It supports me and this channel. And you know how else you can support me? You can follow me on my Teachers Pay Teachers profile. I also wrote 2 books on Amazon, one of them being How to Support Your Child in Learning How to Read Using the Montessori Method, and 5 tips on how to get your online and in-person students more interactive in the classroom. And make sure if you have not done so already, I'm teaching on a new platform along with outschool called outschool. And I've created a free guide and to help you get started on your outschool journey. So please make sure to download your free guide down below. So now let's go ahead and get started. The topic of this video that I want to talk about is about online private tutoring. Now that's not to say that if you are doing in-person private tutoring that this video is not going to be beneficial for you. However, the terms I'm going to be using are going to be more related to online private tutoring. So a lot of the in-person private tutoring people watching this may be a little confused and think this doesn't really relate to me. So you have been forewarned that this video is primarily for online teachers and not necessarily in-person teachers. So if you are currently an online teacher, either with outschool or with outschool or VIP Kid, or you are just a freelancer private online tutor, this video is going to be for you because we're going to be talking about the pros and cons and just suggestions on what to do moving forward with how you want to go about your private online tutoring. So, and whether you want to make that your main focus for online teaching, or if you still want to offer group classes on outschool or allschool as well. So whatever avenue that you want to pursue, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about those logistics and what that could look like. If you are an outschool teacher, then you know good and well that we are good at adapting to change. And as the panorama has been progressing, and now that more vaccines are available to all school age children, a lot of parents are going to be pushing their kids to go back into the in-person school system. So what that's also going to mean is parents are going to see their child doing certain academics at school and realizing that their child is going to need some help in particular subjects. Maybe they didn't realize how much they were struggling with math or English or spelling or writing, whatever the circumstance is. This is going to give parents an opportunity to realize that their child is going to need some outside help. And what better way than to offer private tutoring? And some of you that may be teaching online for group classes, maybe you had thought about private tutoring, but you're not really sure. Maybe a couple of thoughts that you had thought of was there are a lot of teachers already on outschool or other platforms to offer private tutoring services. You know, it's just really oversaturated. I don't think I'll be able to stick out. I don't think anyone will find me or need me for any reason. And probably the biggest takeaway that you have for doing private online tutoring is, of course, the platform fee. So you may be thinking, well, they're already going to take 30% of my earnings, and then I have to put taxes into account, because if you're getting paid through PayPal, they're going to hold that accountable for how much money you have to owe come tax season. So am I really getting what I deserved? Am I getting the pay that I deserve by offering my services online? There could be some thoughts as to maybe why you're not offering private tutoring online. The one reason why I would still move forward with offering private online tutoring is you do have a further reach to families. There are many families that I would have never expected to teach online if it wasn't for OutSchool. There's a lot of private reading classes and a lot of just lessons in general that I would not be able to provide for families if it wasn't for OutSchool. That you can only go so far for private tutoring. And of course, if you offer on OutSchool private tutoring and it's outside of OutSchool, that's a big no-no. That's how you lose your job with OutSchool, is if you do that. So there's only so much that you can do, but you do have a further reach with students, and that you do have an opportunity to teach more families than you would if you had just offered services at your church or to your friends group or on Facebook, or even websites like on care.com. That's how I originally found my tutoring gigs before I was even a teacher, like a certified teacher. Was I made a profile on care.com and said, hey, I can tutor your kid. And I offered my pay amount for being a tutor. And that's how families found me that way. So you do have ways to go about it, but don't be afraid to open up that opportunity to offer it online. So maybe another reason why you may be hesitant to offering your tutoring services online is you're thinking OutSchool's really oversaturated. There's a lot of teachers on there that are offering private services, or maybe there's some insecurities like,
I know there are teachers out there better than me. I'm not going to be good enough. I'm not going to be able to provide for families.
Stop. Just because we're not going to be the perfect teacher for every single child that we meet, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to offer something that another teacher cannot to that family. So each of us teachers that are on OutSchool, we all have something very special and unique that we offer to families. OutSchool would not even consider us as teachers on OutSchool if OutSchool didn't see something special in us and what we could bring to the table, and especially for a platform like OutSchool. So don't doubt yourself that you have the capacity to offer services and really be of great service to these families. I do have a pro tip to move forward and to test it out to see if you can get private family or private tutoring services from families on the OutSchool platform. So what you can do, you can offer a one-time private tutoring session just to start out, and it's public. Anybody can sign up for it, and it's ideally going to be an assessment of you and the learner that you're going to work with. And that's going to be a one-time opportunity that you could see whether you and that learner are going to be able to mesh, and if the learner likes you, and if you're going to be able to be of service to that family. Which then that one-time class that you can offer publicly to families, you can then follow up and also funnel those families into your ongoing tutoring sessions. And by then, when you schedule that ongoing, you can make it private and you can schedule it out to how many days they want to meet, or if they're not sure, it's going to be easy to schedule them out for the future and cancel if need to. So to be of that service to that family, that's one tip, especially for OutSchool. You can do that to try to get families to see what you have to offer for their child and if you're a right fit or not. So of course, the downside to offering online private tutoring on a platform like OutSchool, and this is specifically for OutSchool, is that there is a platform fee. So when you are considering pricing, most teachers usually do $1 a minute. That seems to be the fair rate. But of course, your price is going to be up to you and what kind of content you are willing to offer to families and how much families are going to be willing to pay for your services. And I'm not saying discount your services or offer free tutoring. That's not what this is about. So ideally, you set the price. Just remember, because if you're teaching on an online platform, OutSchool has their 30% that they take from your earnings. And then the money that you get, that's going to be sent to PayPal. So that's probably going to be up to 30% for taxes. And starting in 2022, in case you're not aware, PayPal is going to be giving out 1099s to anyone who has received money for $600 or more. So either way, the taxes are going to be held accountable on PayPal. So working for OutSchool, that's just something to keep in mind, that you're still going to have to be accounted for on those taxes, and that you should find a way to set aside that money. So I have some apps that I've been exploring to try to make some great benefits out of the money that I have to set aside for taxes, and knowing that I'm going to be secure and good when it comes to, tax season and all. I'm bracing myself to see how that goes as an independent contractor. I'll let you know in a future video. But I also have links. One is called Outlet and another is called Lily. And those accounts have been able to help me set aside my taxes and be able to earn interest off of the money that I'm setting aside to pay for taxes. So please make sure, I have those links in my description box. Please make sure to check that out. You and me both will get referral bonuses if you sign up for that. So I'm just looking out for you, so that way, you get your bases covered on taxes too, because we're all in this together on this. Anywho, so if you are okay with offering $1 a minute, and let's say it's a 25-minute tutoring session, so 30% is going to be around $15 of your earnings. So OutSchool is going to take their 30%, and then ultimately you save 30% for taxes. Your ultimate net pay is going to be about $10 for that 25-minute lesson. So you can charge how you want, but let's say it was that $1 a minute. That's something to keep in mind. And for most private tutoring sessions, whether in person or even online, the majority of the time, there's not going to be a platform fee that you have to worry about. And between you and the families, and I'm sure it's going to be case by case, they have a choice on whether they want to hold you accountable for taxes, or if they really truly want you to keep all of your money that you've earned. So that's the plus side. If you want to rely on Zoom, but you don't want to rely on a platform like OutSchool or AllSchool that would offer that type of platform fee. So that way you still get all of your earnings. And like I said, if families want to keep it hush-hush on taxes, that's between you and the family on that. So you would ultimately still be able to keep all your money. But the con of offering those services, if you don't already have a base clientele of families that you already meet privately, then then you have to find ways to market yourself and find ways to be available and say, hey, I would love to be of service to you, for your child. Please reach out to me and we'll find a way to make it work and to make it happen. So whether in person or online through Zoom or Google Meet, whatever your circumstance is. And, online tutoring is kind of becoming a big thing again. Like I said, because the kids are going back to school, and there may be families that, may be very hesitant to online classes because of where the Pandora had just scarred them so much of online learning and classes. You know, they may just be a little zoomed out of classes. So tutoring would be an option for them if their child really does need it. So ultimately, the choice for you as to whether you want to be an online private tutor on OutSchool or if you want to do it independently is going to be up to you. Just know that those pros and cons are what's going to help you consider which option you would like to do instead. So I think you should do both. That way you still have that wide clientele that you can have on OutSchool, but that you also still offer other services outside of the classes that you teach on OutSchool too. So if you have any other questions for me about online private tutoring, please leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer more questions, or I could do a future video on those questions. If everyone asks a lot of the similar questions, I'd be happy to do a future video on that. So thanks for listening to my take on private online tutoring and realizing this is sort of where we are in terms of online teacher world, and we should try to embrace it as best as we can. So I know I am going to try to do that myself, both on OutSchool and also outside of OutSchool. And not necessarily all school, but like either in person or just through Zoom or Google Meet with other families. So I hope to update with you on that on a future vlog. But for the meantime, thanks for listening in, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell for future videos, and give this video a like, and I will see you next time.